So I got in here and I check in the hotel and I called my sister. She's like, look, I'm gonna find your flight. Just give me a minute and then go down to the business center in the lobby and print the stuff out. I'm like, cool. And I'm starving at the time. So they had like a TGI Friday right next door. And I'm just how scared I am. I'm scared to walk over there because I don't want somebody to see an American and think it's an opportunity. Like I'm in my head with everything. So, so I managed to go and walk over there. I get me some food to go. And I go back in my room because now all I can do is just lock myself in, just lock myself in or whatever. So, as I'm going through my bag, I'm looking for my phone charger and everything, charge up the phone, charge up the tablet. Now I notice what she done took out of my bag when we was at the hotel. She done took all my shoes out the bag. I got on some flip-flops. She done took all my shoes out the bag. She done took some of my clothes out the bag, and she done took both my phone chargers, both the chargers out the bag. And I'm just like, man, this girl trying to do everything she can to make it hard for me to get back home or for, to be safe or whatever. And like, I couldn't even believe, like, just the mindset, you drunk as hell, and you still got enough, thinking ability to do something this, crazy or whatever. So I go down to the lobby and see if they got cell phone chargers for sale. They ain't got none. So I just text my sister like, hey man, I'm in the room. I don't have my chargers. I'm finna power my phone down. I'll call you in the morning. She like, cool, bet, that's it. Wake up the next morning. I walk on over to, they had like a little store in the parking lot. It was like a Walmart or a Walgreens. So I go over there and give me some toothpaste, toothbrush and stuff like that because all that is gone. She took all that out my backpack, out my bag. So I'm sitting down in the lobby. I done checked out the room because I'm waiting on the shuttle. So when we get on the shuttle, it's like me and probably 4 other people. It was like a friendly white guy. Like he was out there on vacation too. And so he on the van just asking everybody how was their trip. You don't want to hear how my trip was, but partner. You don't want to hear that. So everybody like they having a good time. Say, y'all got all y'all belongings because once we leave, that's it. And I'm like, yeah, I got whatever she let me have. And then he say, y'all got that, y'all got your passports? I'm like, yep, passport, check, passport. ID? Yep, got my ID too. He said, what about that green immigration paper you filled out on the airplane? I'm green. I said, excuse me, sir. I said, what you mean immigration slip? He said, you flew over here, right? I'm like, yeah. He said, well, on the plane, didn't you fill out like a little green form? I said, yeah. He said, man, you can't get out of Mexico without that. I ain't had that. Oh, man. Oh, she done got that too. So I'm like, man, I don't have that, sir. I mean, is it a way I can fix that? He said, man, you got to deal with that when you get to the airport. You might be able to purchase another one. But, I don't know. You got to wait till you get to the airport. But I know one thing, you can't leave Mexico without it. So I didn't know that I had a flight from Cancun going to Mexico City. Then it was going to go to Intercontinental. So when I get to the airport, I'm trying to talk to these people, but it's a language barrier. I'm trying to figure out, how can I get this immigration form back? And they really not helping me out. They like, wait till you get to Mexico City. So I'm like, man, okay, cool. But now you got these people walking around, they security, they look like soldiers. They got the guns, they got the dogs. I'm the only little black thing walking around there. So, I'm already a suspect. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing no smuggling. I ain't doing no trafficking, man. I have been abandoned. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So I finally get on my flight. They shoot me over to Mexico City. Now, I only got 30 minutes to get from this plane to the next plane. So now I'm running through the airport to try to get to the place where I can get my paperwork from. Man, I was able to use up the last bit of that little $100 to pay for these immigration papers that I had. And then I had to run back to my terminal. And they was already boarding. So as here I come running, sweaty. They looking at me. I said, I know they're going to pull me out the line. And as soon as I step to the line, they move over. I step on over. They checking my bag. Hey, man, trust me, ain't nothing in there because she already took everything. I barely got stuff in there. You know what I mean? I get on the flight. And the best thing about the flight, man, it was first class. And I sat there and had me a beer. You know what I'm saying? I'm texting. I'm like, before we took off, I'm finally, I got a charge at the airport. So now I got a little juice. So I'm texting my people back home, all my partners, whatever, letting them know, like, man, I'm on my way back. Man, little mama went crazy or whatever. And they're like, man, what happened? Some of the messages are going through. Some text messages I can use. Some of us, the inbox through Facebook or whatever. So they already got word. I finally make it back to the Intercontinental. Brother-in-law come pick me up. My son had a Little League football game on the north side, so I just told him to take me straight there because I ain't never missed none of his games. So I'm trying to go ahead and pop up on him at this game, which I didn't make it on time. And everybody like, man, what you doing back, man? We seen you taking off, you posted a video, you was on a plane, and now you're back. I'm like, bro, y'all don't even understand what I've been through. Now, look, let me tell you something. I was always taught that you never get somebody with you and they depending on you and they at your mercy and you mistreat them. And I also was taught that you don't let nobody do you the same way. You get away from them no matter what it takes, you get away from them. And I ain't never felt this alone, this scared ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like ever in my life. I'm like, why in my mind is why would somebody do this to a person? I got kids, I got family, got responsibility. Why would you put me in this position? Why would you put anybody in this position? Because you think you got the upper hand on them. Like you sat there and cut me off by removing me from the hotel. Now I ain't got nowhere to stay. I ain't got nowhere to go. Ain't no transportation. Like to me, this is pure evil. So I didn't know that I had a flight from Cancun going to Mexico City. Then it was going to go to Intercontinental. So when I get to the airport, I'm trying to talk to these people, but it's a language barrier. I'm trying to figure out, how can I get this immigration form back? And they really not helping me out. They like, wait till you get to Mexico City. So I'm like, man, okay, cool. But now you got these people walking around, they security, they look like soldiers. They got the guns, they got the dogs. I'm the only little black thing walking around. Yeah, so once I get home and get everything settled, we all decided to take the kids out the main event later on that night. And while we was at main event, we was all sitting at the bar and, I'm just giving them the rundown. And I'm telling you, my homegirls, it done ran them hot. All they want to do is put their hands on her. And I know if they get the opportunity, they going to go ahead and work her little body up. You understand me? So, I'm just like, man, I'm going to deal with it whenever she get back. She due back on Monday. It was Saturday. So she due back on Monday. So when we left main event, everybody decided that they were going to go to Third Ward or whatever. I'm like, man, I'm going to pass by the house real quick and I'm going to meet y'all there. So I'm on the phone with one of my homegirls as we talking, and we started talking about the craziness that just happened over the weekend. And when I pull up to the house, I'm like, man, I know you lying. She like, what happened? Now, I couldn't tell her right then what I'm talking about because they would have been on their way back to the house. Let me call you right back. You ain't believe this girl car is parked outside my house. She done got back from Cancun and came to my house. Like, hell no. I walk in the door. I go to the bedroom. I flick the light on. She in here asleep, butt naked, in my bed. I'm like, man, are you serious?